Welcome to JMO with Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, February 7th. And Joe, I know it was about a week ago, but Tom Brady has retired.
It's the end of an era.
He has retired. It was a big question as to whether it was for real or not. I think it was for real. Like when you hit rock bottom, by rock bottom I mean losing to the Cowboys in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's about time to quit.
Yep. It would be funny though if he did come back.
I'm rooting for it. That's the storyline I want. I want to see like a month later when he's sick of his kids again, he unretires again.
Well, if you remember last time he retired, they had the fan that had his last touchdown football, and he was trying like it was worth like. Was it $500K? Mm-hmm. And then he came back from retirement, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Right. It was like worth nothing.
Yeah,
but
it was worth the $49.99 that you pay for a football.
Exactly. So yeah, now the sand on which he announced his retirement is getting auctioned off.
$650 was some of the prices.
$650. Mm-hmm. I thought it was $1,000.
Yeah, it could have been $1,000. I just saw some that were $657. I saw a couple that were like $800, like some that were $200. I don't know.
I know one of them was starting to bid high. That might have been like the first one, and then everybody else started kind of following in. But yeah, so
yeah, the $1,000 seems like it might have been a little fabricated, but
yeah,
you know. I don't know. He might actually be enjoying retirement. If you saw that selfie that he posted, he might. I mean, Tyreek Hill had it right. He done turned into AB.
He's feeling himself.
He is feeling himself, which I mean, good for him. He's a good-looking dude. So why the fuck not?
Do you think he had sex with himself?
Oh yeah, Tom Brady only has sex with himself. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled a Marilyn Manson and got 2 of his ribs removed so he can suck his own dick.
Well, basically, he just ended his career. He's like the greatest of all time. So it's like, he really just felt to himself on that. And that's why there was nobody else in the room whenever he had that morning after shot.
He literally felt himself.
Yes. So
nice. I got it. Cool. All right. So speaking of Tom Brady being the greatest of all time, Last year we went through all of his records, all of his accolades, everything he had, because we thought he was retiring. So we're not gonna do that again this year. You had your shot, Tom. That was last year. You don't get a rerun. Okay, we're not doing this. So what I decided what we should do is, or we decided that we were going to we're gonna do basically how many retirements. Wait, well, it was how many more retirement he had more Tom Brady has more retirements than. Isn't that how he worded it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tom Brady has more retirements than. And we have a nice little list. Joe, do you want to start with yours or you want me to go with mine?
He's got the same amount of retirements as Dak has for playoff victories.
Ooh. Damn, that's rough.
Yep.
That's rough. Tom Brady has more retirements than Joe Namath has Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers has Super Bowls. Brett Favre has Super Bowls. Steve Young has Super Bowls.
Wow. That many.
Dude, Tom Brady's just killing them in retirement. Like, even in retirement, he's still just beating everybody.
Yep. Tom Brady actually has more retirements, though. He has more retirements than teams willing to sign AB right now.
That is true. That is true. Does AB have one?
AB does not have one team that wants to sign with him.
You know, Tom Brady has more retirements than England has World Cups.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wow.
England only has one World Cup.
I mean, you feel like you talk to an England fan and they're like an Alabama fan of World Cups.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be like the Brazil of soccer, but no. Brazil's the Brazil of soccer.
Yeah.
Brazil has 5.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, they fucking killed it. Uruguay back in the day was pretty good. I saw that. I never knew that. Mm-hmm. Italy's been quite consistent, and same with Germany and France.
Okay.
But Brazil had a run. I think who was it with? Oh gosh, what's his name? I can't remember. Pele.
Oh yeah.
Pele back in the '60s. They had a run where they won back to back, and then the one before the back to back they lost, but the one before that they won. So they had a dynasty. Brazil had a dynasty back in the 50s and 60s of World Cups, if you will. So nice, good for them. What's another Tom Brady retirement stat?
Cue the conspiracy theories.
Okay.
It's because I know it's a different sport, but if you want to be the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan has him beat by 3 retirements.
Oh.
So he might actually come back. And
who's the true GOAT here?
Exactly. I mean, if you want to be like the greatest of all time in your sport, you can't commit to retirement. You got to keep going back to the game. It shows that you want it more.
Yes, absolutely.
So
like as of right now, Michael Jordan, GOAT status, number one athlete of all time.
Yeah, he couldn't even give up the game. That's how much he loved the game.
Exactly.
He had that much passion for it.
The only athlete that could ever top Michael Jordan is probably Achilles.
Okay.
And the only reason that is because he died doing that shit.
Yes.
He died on the battle. Like, he was the ultimate athlete. I mean, like, if Michael Jordan would have died on the court, then he'd be on Achilles status. But right now, it's Achilles, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. Because 3 retirements, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You also have to keep talking about how that you could still play if you were asked to play. Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan, he could still ball out and kick everybody's ass.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
yeah, he had that famous quote. He's like, when asked how much he would beat I guess it was the Golden State Warriors at the time by, and he said about 2 or 4 points, and he was like, why so few? He's like, well, we're all like 60, 65 now, so it wouldn't be a blowout. But
yeah.
Tom Brady has more retires than the Arizona Diamondbacks have World Series, the Angels have World Series, and the Nationals have World Series.
Wow.
They each have 1.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you have any more?
Nah, that's about it.
Okay, I got one more. The Tom Brady has more retirements than Dallas Mavericks have NBA championships.
Yeah, because they only have 1.
They only have that 1 with Dirk.
Yep.
So, and there you go. That was our Tom Brady has more retirements than list. Because, again, like I said, last year we did all of his records, all of his accolades. You don't get it again. Let's see. As far as the intro goes, I only have a couple more things. The new AI technology is fucking wild, dude.
Oh, it's straight wild.
It's coming. Everything's coming full circle because now they won't believe cameras.
Oh no, not at all.
They won't believe cameras anymore because you can mess with the cameras. So it's gonna go back to the old west, dude. We're gonna have like duels out in the streets where people are just gonna be pulling out fucking guns and just whacking each other in the face.
Yeah. So like video evidence completely wiped off.
Yeah, we're off of video evidence now.
Yeah.
Now we're back. We're all in on duels.
On duels. Okay.
Duels. Now it might not be like the Wild Wild West. We might upgrade. Like, we could do, like, lasers or something. Or, dude, we could do, like, drone fights.
Okay, drone fights.
Drone fights would be dope.
That would be pretty dope.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Maybe have the drones shoot at the person that's navigating them.
Yeah. Or you drop them both from a plane and have them skydive and then duke it out.
Duke it out in the air.
Kind
of like Mission Impossible style?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and just have them, like, fight pretty much to the death in the air, and then whichever parachute you see is the winner.
Makes sense to me.
That's an extreme sport right there, bro.
Well, and the only way it gets legendary status is if somebody dies.
Yes.
I mean,
somebody has to die.
Yeah. Well, that's what you said. You have to be the greatest of all time. If you want to be up to there with Achilles status, you got to die.
You got to kill some people, and you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. You know.
I mean, Batman told us that you either see yourself, or what is it? You die a hero, or you see yourself live long enough to be the villain.
Yeah. Wise words from Batman. I mean, come on.
It's Batman.
It's Batman. You do everything Batman says.
Yes.
So, yeah. The AI technology is great. They have a fucking hot air balloon flying over Montana that they finally shot down. That was fun. The memes were great. Great for that one.
I think the Chinese are trying to spy on the NBA plays that we do and how we actually breed our NBA players.
That might be it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they did breed Yao Ming, so they figured something, or that might have been just a mistake.
Or they did it in a lab.
They probably made him in a lab.
I mean, what is it? Wuhan lab.
Yeah,
they got some crazy stuff over there.
It's like, all right. You remember Mission Impossible?
Yep.
They had this like that whole underground area where they had all the aliens and shit.
Of course.
That's what Wuhan is.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit. Oh, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be woke on this one and say that the balloon over Montana was a distraction for something else.
Okay, so not asleep. You're woke on this.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not asleep. Very, very awake. Very much awake. I think this was like it wasn't a cover up. It was a distraction. I don't know what. I don't know for what because I haven't thought about it a lot because I don't believe most of social media. Social media is just there for my entertainment. It's pure entertainment for me.
Mm.
So this balloon thing, I was like, this is tip of the iceberg shit. This isn't. This is just the government wanting everybody to look one way while they do stuff the opposite direction of what we're looking. So
okay,
yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah. I mean that really is going to cater to the conspiracy theorists of our crowd.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. The last thing I had is this whole NFL scripted thing has been quite fun.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, if anything comes out of this, it's going to be some excellent memes.
Mm-hmm.
Some excellent memes out of this because they've been having a lot of fun.
Why? What made it like? I know what I think made it get so widely popular over social media. But what do you think? Why did it like everyone thinks the NFL scripted? Why is everybody talking about it now?
Well, it was kind of a common thought, and for quite some time, like the conspiracy theorists of the NFL, they were kind of bringing it up how everything's scripted. The way games had been kind of like controversially ending was kind of what was helping.
It was sus.
It was sus.
We'll call it like it is, like the Gen Z calls it.
Exactly. It was sus. So basically, what happened, I think what made it blow up and what I'm seeing all the videos kind of get down to was Part of My Takes interview with Arian Foster.
Oh, I thought that was a microdosing pod.
That was microdosing. Yep, that's right. One of the Barstools,
Yeah,
they got
with
Brazilian.
PFT and Arian Foster. Okay, so that's what I thought. It was Arian Foster that said everything's scripted.
Because that was the first time a player had came out and said that the NFL was scripted. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know.
It has been fun, though.
Did they not microdose? Was it too much?
Oh, they might have macrodosed.
Oh,
it might be. Actually, it's called the macrodosing pod. Now that I think about it, I think it's macrodosing. Yeah.
So, is it macrodosing?
So they just took a shit ton of shrooms.
They took it, yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. You got anything else before we go into the NFL?
Let's get to it.
All right. Let's see. Let's start with the Pro Bowl. I kind of want to start with the Pro Bowl. You want to start with the Pro Bowl? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
So me keeping up with the Pro Bowl this year was essentially. You ever browned out? You know what browning out is?
Yes. I'm very familiar. I mean, let's put it this way. I don't really have much experience because I usually skip that and go to blacking out. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
So for people who don't know what browning out is, it is the in-between between sober and blackout. So like you remember bits and pieces of the night. Anyone who's seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I watched the Pro Bowl. I kind of browned out. Like it was like I was catching bits and I wasn't drunk, but I caught bits and pieces of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't remember the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only caught bits and pieces of it. And what bits and pieces I did catch, I loved it. I like the flag football aspect. It's pretty much what everybody was like. Dude, the Pro Bowl is just flag football now. Why do they even wear pads? Blah blah blah. You got what you wanted.
The NFL does actually really do, or they do listen to what's going on in popular culture.
Or they're just trolling everybody.
They could be. I mean,
I think they're just like, oh, you want a flag football game? Haha, gave you a flag football game, you faggot.
You like Pat McAfee and Kirk Herbstreit? Yeah, they will be the commentators.
Yeah. Okay, I will say this. I want Pat McAfee. I want him calling more games.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got to call more games. Like,
Yeah.
Pat McAfee's electric, dude. Let's just be real.
I love how that's in the NFL's way of like pumping something up. It's like, all right, hey guys, they're in the ideas board, whatever, that team is called, and they're like, hey, what can we do to make this exciting? And then, there's just that one guy in the corner just like, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, all right. Well, we did Pat McAfee for the we did it for the national championship game. What are we going to do for the Pro Bowl? Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that's like the break glass in case of emergency. Like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? Pat McAfee. Mm-hmm. He's the answer to everything. It's great. I love him. He's electric. Like I said, he's entertaining. He knows a lot about the sports. He's polarizing. Like people like. He's got that raspy voice that like. I don't know. There's something about it. There's something about him. His charisma. People are drawn to him. They like listening to him. They're entertained by him.
He's the flex seal. He's the flex seal for the NFL.
Man, that's such a great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if there's just a leak, he's just bam, smacks some Pat McAfee on it.
Oh man, it cures everything.
Yeah.
It fixes it. Mm-hmm. He fixes the NFL. Let's see. My takeaways were it was fun watching. It was different because it was fun watching Tyreek Hill rush the quarterback. Mm-hmm. That was fun. Derek Carr looked on point.
Yeah, he was doing a debut. I mean, we said he was going to ball out. I think he balled out so much, but no one was really trying to hurt him, so he was just balling out.
I think he was like low key doing tryouts for a contract.
Yes.
Like that was him just like showing teams like, hey, bro, I can throw the fucking ball.
Yes.
And like sign me because obviously you saw his quote. He's not going back to the Raiders.
Oh no,
not anytime soon.
No.
So it's that was kind of funny when he said, I guess that's why I'm not going back to Vegas.
That was after his precision passing contest where he was on fire.
Dude, he was on point. It was wild.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about this game was how seriously Peyton Manning was taking it.
Oh, absolutely.
He was legitimately pissed off because he did not want to lose to his little brother Eli.
Yeah, of course.
And here's the thing. I completely understand. I don't care if it's a fucking flag football game. I don't care if it's a fucking game of Candyland. I don't want to lose to my little brother. I don't want to lose to my little sisters. It's demoralizing. So I understand where Peyton Manning is coming from here.
Yeah, no, I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, face gets red. I see red. Blood gets boiling. I get it. I get it. But yeah, that was funny. I like that. That was a good touch. Peyton Manning coaching one side, Eli Manning coaching the other.
Yeah, it was different. The flag football probably wasn't my favorite part of it. I do like the skills challenge because I just like seeing like football athletes showing how athletic they are.
You're a big combine guy too.
I'm a big combine guy. Yes, I want to see these different workouts and like if they can do them where they're fun. Like the gauntlet, the gridiron gauntlet relay was awesome. You got the big guys coming in and doing their thing. They did the move to change. That was another big guy one where they had to all pull the wall. I kind of wanted to see them do it with the weights on.
Yeah,
those guys are big. Those guys are huge,
they're
man.
Massive.
They're offense and defensive linemen. They could pull it.
Absolutely, I agree. I did like all the new things they had, especially for the big men. Yes. I like watching big men do things. I don't know what it is about watching just overweight people do athletic things, but it entertains me.
Well, we mentioned that. We honestly, I think if they're going to do 3 flag football games, throw the offensive lineman and defensive lineman out there and have a game.
That's right. We did talk about that. I forgot about that.
Yes, we talked about this a while back.
Throw the big men out there. I want to see them titties and bellies just jiggling while they're running.
Exactly.
Man. Let's go. I want to see, well, I guess not Jason Kelsey, but I want to see those fucking big-ass linemen just go at each other.
Yeah.
And then watch them try and grab the flag because that would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, it would be awesome. So, I mean, like I said, if they're going to do 3 games, might as well you can throw one of them in there.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the guys were having fun with it, too.
Yes.
Which made me have more fun. If I'm watching somebody have fun with something, which is probably why I like Pat McAfee so much too. Like in Kirk Herbstreit, Gus Johnson, like these guys, Tony Romo, these guys, they're having fun. It sounds like they're having fun. So I'm having fun too. Mm-hmm. If you're just a dull fucking Joe Buck, I'm not gonna have fun.
Yes.
One thing I did see, I learned something in the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has a Pete Davidson tattoo.
I think that was fake, but yes, he did have one.
I got got.
You got on that one.
But it was the announcers that said it.
Yeah, well, because I mean, he showed it too. You could tell there was something. It was just like a cover thing onto
man.
it. But
dude,
yeah.
I got.
But I will say this: Pete Davidson's reaction was priceless. He was actually genuinely really happy that he did it, but he was also concerned. He was like, "I hope that comes off."
I thought he put it there so that Amon-Ra was worried about Pete Davidson swooping in on any of his exes.
Oh, okay. That's a new strategy right there.
Well, I mean, because that's been the trend, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm really shocked that Giselle isn't fucking Pete Davidson right now.
I know, right?
I think they might be low key on the down low.
I think that's why I don't date any girls, is because in fear that they're gonna get taken away by Pete Davidson.
Yeah, exactly. Pete Davidson can't take away a girl that you never dated.
Exactly.
So, boom, there you go. Got you, Pete Davidson. I guess the last thing I had was Kirk Cousins leading a comeback win. Good for you, bud.
Yep. One thing I want to say is I think the best catch competition, it's like the dunk contest, but there's not as many ideas that you can do.
Well, people are running out of ideas for the dunk contest.
Exactly.
It's like it's electric and people love it, but it's getting to the point where it's like it's got to be changed. And I think the way that we could change it is you got to tell people to do one dunk or one catch a certain way. And you know how, like, all right, so like in the Olympics, divers, they'll have different divers do the same dive. And then you'll have a panel of judges judge that one dive. Mm-hmm. They should do for the dunk contests and the catching contests, they should have, okay, this is how we want you to do it. This is the catch we want you to do or the dunk that we want you to do. All of them do that one dunk, and the judges are going to rank them.
Yep. Okay. And it's kind of like you have like different points where you can get deducted off of kind of like gymnastics where, you know, if you don't land, like if you land better than most people, like without stumbling or whatnot, you know, that plays into it, or, you know, how much of a 360 that you put into the whatever type of dunk that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I think that could be like something that could probably switch it up a little bit because, like you said, man, it's getting to the point where we've ran out of ideas. Like, people can't. I'm sorry. Nobody's gonna be able to jump from the 3-point line and dunk it. Like, I mean, if they can, then we'll test them for steroids. But you know, it would be awesome. That would be great to see. Another reason why I want steroids, just give everybody steroids so we can see people jump from 3-point line and dunk it.
Let's see how far people really can go.
Just push them to their limits.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking take the human body and just push it past its limits.
I mean, obviously have them sign a waiver because anything that's, you know, quite dangerous, you got to make sure you just have yourself covered. But as long as they sign the waiver and you have yourself covered,
yeah,
go for it.
You're good. You got anything else on the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I was gonna say for the best catch competition, the thing is like when the highlight of the best catch competition is Pete Davidson giving a 69 score to somebody and giving a nice little smirk and wink. Yeah. I mean, like we'll need to change some things to it.
That's true. Yeah, that's when the catch contest has hit rock bottom.
Yep.
Anyways, let's get to other news around the NFL. Sean Payton to Denver. Sean Payton got hired. Well, it was $18 million a year for 5 years.
Yep, they finalized the deal.
Give or take a little bit, yeah. I guess the question is, will it work? Is this marriage between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson going to work? Because Sean Payton already he established himself as the alpha. He already made an alpha move.
Oh, he did.
So, like, yeah, and by the alpha move, I mean talking about how Russ Wilson isn't going to have his personal coaches around. He's not going to get... Basically, with that, it was a simple statement that had so much... It was the tip of the iceberg kind of statement, because that basically meant that, like, Russell Wilson isn't going to be in control anymore. He's not going to be doing high knees on the fucking plane. Nope. He's not going to have his own fucking locker room. He's not going to have his own personal fucking coaches or anything like that. This is Sean Payton's team now.
Yep.
Is it going to work, Joe?
Well, just like you alluded to, basically it's up to Russell Wilson. It's up to Russell Wilson. He's got to buy into the system.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, I mean, if you're the Broncos organization, they're going to side with Sean Payton than Russell Wilson. So if this doesn't work out and it's ugly from year one, I could see Russell Wilson, out the door.
Well, see, I don't know if they're going to split. They're going to necessarily side with Sean Payton as easily as you might think. $180 million is a lot of money. That's all that Russell Wilson was guaranteed. That's a lot of money. They're not going to just sweep that on the rug and say, hey, we're going to only go with Sean Payton. I think they're going to try and compromise things. My thing is Sean Payton and Russell Wilson going to mesh? I think they will. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think this is going to be one of those, I don't want to make Sean Payton look like the girl, but when a girl gets with a narcissistic guy, a guy that's so full of himself that nobody can talk to him, he's uncoachable, as some would say. But the girl comes in, the girl breaks him down a little bit, is able to conversate with him, to communicate with him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Sean Payton's going to be able to do with Russell Wilson. I think he's going to be able to bring him down a peg, maybe work on that ego a little bit. Okay. I'm here for it. I think it's going to work. Okay. Maybe it might not be a 10-7 or 11-6 season next year, but I think give it maybe 2 years. I think it'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, that's a good take. Basically, I mean, that's honestly what you point to on this is that, I mean, it's basically Sean Payton and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be overhyped. Next year, everybody's going to be like, oh, Denver's winning the division. No. The Chiefs are going to win the division. the Chiefs are going to fucking win the division again. They have Patrick Mahomes. They have Andy Reid. They have Travis Kelce. They have Tyreek. They have, or not Tyreek Hill. They have Pacheco. They have everybody. It doesn't matter because they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Yeah, so, I mean, and they're not going around like you said, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So, yeah, that's look, shame on us for, doubting them this year. It would be, I guess, what is it? Shame on them, shame on us. A lot of shame.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think it works out. I don't know. Do you got anything else on that one?
Nope, that's about it.
All right, so let's get to a couple of other hirings around the league. Let's start with Vic Fangio. Actually, no. Let's start with Brian Flores. So the Vikings hire Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator in Minnesota. Bro, I think he might be the missing piece to that team.
You think so?
Yeah. Do you not?
I have to kind of go a little bit with the other side of things on that, but I'd like to hear your point.
I think that the defense was the weakness of the Vikings' entire team. They were giving up passes left and right. They sucked. They were not good last year. They had Daniil Hunter was basically the main the only good player on that team. Patrick Peterson made a couple of plays. They had a couple of other guys. I'm blanking on the other linebacker, but other than that, their secondary was shit. They weren't getting to the quarterback. They need somebody who can coach that team or that defense.
I know, but does Brian Flores bring his distractions with him?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about, and honestly, because I'm more in favor with Brian Flores. I honestly did like him at Miami. I thought he was a good coach, and I thought it was kind of unfair that they kicked him out the way they did. But
I agree. I think it was unfair as well.
But he did have all that drama that happened a little bit afterwards. I'm not sure exactly what the status is on those lawsuits, if those are still continuing or not. But and I think that, like you said, the Vikings defense was bad. But I think it's going to take a good bit to get them back on track, if that makes sense.
I do too. But hey, the Steelers' defense wasn't terrible last year. Like, I mean, they had a decent defense. Now, granted, they have studs on that team, but
yeah, but he wasn't a full-time defense coordinator.
He wasn't. Oh,
I think he was one of the assistants.
I thought he was the defensive coordinator.
But my thing is if they can be patient with him enough, and the off-the-field issues don't incorporate into the on-the-field issues, I think it's a great hire for the long run.
I do too.
But I don't think it's going to be an immediate turnaround. And if they can have patience with him, I think it'll play out. But
I think we'll see the effects of Brian Flores next year. I really do.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one, Vic Fangio. The difference between Vic Fangio and Brian Flores is Vic Fangio chose the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Everyone wanted Vic Fangio.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone.
And for good reason. For good reason. He's an incredible defensive coordinator. I'm saying, like, let's say it's a hypothetical situation. Tua is healthy the whole year. Watch out. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to be healthy the whole year. I think they need to move on, and they need to get somebody other than Skylar Thompson, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But, dude, if they can swoop in and get, like, maybe, like, a Lamar Jackson. Like, I know nobody's talking about that because everybody wants Tua to come back, blah, blah, blah. No, Tua is soft. And again, like I've said multiple times, this isn't an insult. It's a fact. He's just a soft human being. He gets a concussion on routine tackles. Mm-hmm. He needs to stop playing football. That's essentially what it is. Like, for his longevity and his long-term health, mental health, he needs to stop playing football. Yeah. That's it. But yeah, dude, how good is that Vic Fangio hire?
Oh gosh, dude, it's so good. I honestly, like, you actually saying, like, watch out for the Miami Dolphins is, like, that's kind of almost an understatement.
Yeah,
like this positions themselves to, like, make a run, because anytime you see, especially like a head coach who obviously is always going to be one-sided. They're either going to be an offensive-minded or they're going to be a defensive-minded. And Mike McDaniels being an offensive-minded, you know that the offense is going to be okay.
Yep.
You know, they even played all right whenever they didn't have Tua.
Right, Skylar Thompson, like, he's a fucking rookie.
Yeah.
He's a fucking rookie. Like,
third string.
Yeah, they did okay. They did well, who did they have? It was like the Teddy Bridgewater lookalike. As a backup.
For Miami?
Yeah.
No, Skylar Thompson was the third string. Teddy was the second.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater. That's right. Okay, so it was.
You were looking for a lookalike.
Dude,
it was
Teddy.
They
all look. All of those backups look like Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know. It's just, Teddy Bridgewater is just like your prototypical, backup quarterback.
Oh gosh.
Anyways, so do you have anything else on the Vic Fangio? It's gonna be fun to watch the Dolphins play next year.
Well, yeah,
it was even more fun than last year.
But I'm saying, like, whenever you pair a head coach up with a defensive genius, like if you got the head coach paired up with a good opposite side of the ball head coach or assistant coach, I mean that makes for a deadly team.
Deadly. Real quick, AJ Green retires. We have to acknowledge this because AJ Green was so fucking good. He was unreal. Like, even at Georgia back in the Matt Stafford days, he was nasty. How that Georgia team didn't win a national championship, I will never fucking know. But at the Bengals, he constantly put up numbers. He was the go-to wide receiver. He was.
Yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, I know everybody's been talking because the spotlight always gets on quarterbacks, how this is the end of an era for quarterbacks. But I honestly want to say this is a good, like, an end of an era for, like, wide receivers, elite wide receivers, because, we had the Julio Jones back in the day, the AJ Green, Calvin Johnson. I think he cut his career short, obviously. I think he could have played a lot.
Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson was in that mix. So
even DeAndre Hopkins can be included. Larry Fitzgerald can be included in that.
Exactly.
We had some pretty fucking good wide receivers. Like, we have been blessed.
I mean, obviously, like, there's some great talents now, but, like, I don't know. I think we're transitioning into a new era for wide receivers as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so pumped. Quarterbacks and wide receivers.
Yes.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like they're just handing off the torch. All right. Let's last thing I have for the NFL. Let's do a little Super Bowl week.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much have. What do I have? Oh, fuck the Eagles. Shock. Fuck the fucking Eagles. It's Super Bowl week. Let's go Chiefs. Let's go Chiefs. I don't know what their songs or anything are, but let's go fucking Chiefs.
Oh, they do the same thing as Florida State.
Oh. Yeah, fuck the fucking Eagles.
I did some research into this one, and this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a very good game, and it might come down to, like, special teams.
It's going to be a double-digit Chiefs win.
Not biased at all.
No. This is complete analyze. I completely analyzed the game, all the stats, all the players, everything, the roster. Chiefs by double digits, done.
You know what this means.
What does this mean?
I mean, you're going to pick the Chiefs, and I'm going to have to fade you by picking the Eagles.
Chiefs money line, brother. Chiefs money line. It's happening.
Oh, gosh.
Do you know what? All right, speaking of the Chiefs, you know what I kind of realized? It was like, because you know how NBA and NFL overlap. I was watching Travis Kelce for, like, obviously I've been watching him all season, but I was watching him recently. And then I turn off that and I start watching the Dallas Mavericks play, and I watched Luka Doncic. I feel like Travis Kelce to the NFL is like watching Luka Doncic in the NBA. Like, they shouldn't be. They don't. They're both, like, kind of slow. And I'm not saying this because they're both white. I'm saying this because they're both kind of slow. They don't seem that athletic, but they both somehow make it work. And they're both elite at their fucking positions.
Yeah, it's almost like you said, it's not fast, but it's almost like each movement is deliberate.
It is.
It's got, like, they have deliberate movements that they just know what they're doing and they know what they need to do right at the right time.
Yes, and it works for both of them. It was just weird. It was something that I saw and I was like, man, it's almost like I'm watching the Luka Doncic of fucking football. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Both of them don't look like they would be extremely good athletes
Because they're white.
Well, that's that too. But like, Luka's kind of fat. Like, Travis is, like, tall, awkward looking. You know, I don't know. It's just something I saw. Last thing I have for Super Bowl week was there's for the first time in history, there's 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Now, I'm like, look, I'm Caucasian. Like, you just take one look at me and you're like, you're Caucasian as fuck. I could be Italian, German, French. I don't know. I'm a mutt. Anyways, point is, like, the fact that there was two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl and this was the first time it happened, I didn't even really, like, it didn't even seem like it was that big of a deal. And I mean that in the best way possible because, like, I feel like as a society we have moved past it. Like being a black athlete in America is a normal thing because we have completely normalized it. Like, it is a part of our society now. So, like, I feel like me seeing that there's 2 black quarterbacks and it just being normal is a testament to how far we have come as a society.
Yeah, and I think you see that, like, you know, a lot of you don't see people, like, making excuses why that is, and I think that shows exactly how far we've come as well. Because honestly, you know, Patrick Mahomes is already solidifying himself as, you know, starting off his career as one of the greatest.
Yep. Same with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and then Jalen Hurts honestly is defying a lot of odds. he's come in, and yes, he did have some criticism before this season, but has done amazing.
Incredible
This year.
I still hate him, or I still hate him because he's on the Eagles.
Well,
but
it's because of the Eagles.
But it's because of the Eagles. It has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually kind of felt bad for the guy all through college.
Yeah,
he was always like the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, and I mean the way he's been performing, you can't deny that. So I honestly, it doesn't feel like it's forced by any means. It feels like this is like these are the two best quarterbacks, these are the two best teams in the going in the Super Bowl.
And I feel like everybody's cool with it. Like there's no qualms or nothing.
Yeah.
So look, hey, good for us. Look at baby steps. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think we'll be good. You got anything else on the NFL?
That's it.
All right, let's get to. We are going back to our olden days before. So before the NFL started,
yep,
we would do OTDISH, and it's called On This Day in Sports History.
Yep, bringing it back,
baby. I love this segment. So what we did was we were going to we're each gonna give, I'd say two or three, and then we're gonna give one on this date in history.
Okay.
So we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to give you a history lesson as well as a sports history lesson. So, Joe, do you want to go first? Yeah, I know which one you're going to go with. Okay, fine. Go for it. Just do it. It's one of the greatest. It was one of the greatest days of my life.
Yeah, in 2010,
yep.
Super Bowl 44, the New Orleans Saints beats the Indianapolis Colts 31-17.
Let's fucking go, baby. You got to say it. You got to say it right. It is February 7th, 2010.
February 7th, 2010. Okay.
Tracy Porter picks off Peyton Manning. To the house, baby.
Oh,
to the
man.
house.
I remember watching that game, and I remember going back and forth.
Yeah,
I remember going back and forth.
It was actually a pretty good game.
It was a very good game. And actually, I was when I was doing my research on this, I was very surprised to see it was a 31-17 game because it felt a lot closer than what that was.
It was the pick six at the end.
It was the pick six at the end.
Because if you subtract it, what is it? That's it's 24-17. They're only down by one touchdown. And Peyton Manning and the Colts were driving, if you remember. They were driving. And it was it. All they needed to do was score a touchdown, and they tied the game.
Yep.
Instead, the pick six, baby.
And I will say that I felt like it was going back and forth. Whoever was going to get the ball back, or who was ever going to get the ball last. And it seemed like the Colts had the edge because of that. Because it seemed like it was going to favor them. But the tide changed when Sean Payton kicked the onside kick right coming out of halftime. Most ballsiest call I have ever seen in my entire life. And to this day.
Get the man a wheelbarrow for his fucking balls, dude.
Oh.
How do you have such big fucking balls?
He probably needs two wheelbarrows, like one for each of them.
One for each testicle.
Yes.
He probably has a third one growing because it's just that many balls.
Yes.
To go for it. Yeah, that one, I saw that one. But it brought back some great memories, though. That was awesome because you thought, like, as Saints fans, we thought the Saints were going to fuck it up. Because that's just what we've been used to. That's what we grew up with. That's what we've been doing for our entire lives.
Yeah.
It got to. Do you remember the Jacksonville? There was a Jacksonville game. I think it was back in 2004. I believe. No, 2000. It was 2002. I think. There was a Jacksonville game where we did the lateral, and we were down by exactly 7 points. We did the lateral at the end of the game. At the end of the game, we kept lateral, and it finally worked.
Yep.
It finally worked, and then we shanked the extra point.
Yep.
And we lost. And that's just been our lives as Saints fans. That's just kind of how we've been. And so I thought we were going to lose this game.
Yep. And then also don't forget the Aaron Brooks, the backwards pass.
The backwards pass to the referee by Aaron Brooks. That was another one. Yeah, we wore paper bags back in the day. It was okay. It was not okay. We were not good. You got anything else on that? Let's I think we should move on. I got in 1882, John L. Sullivan. He's the last bare knuckle boxing champ. He KOs Patty Ryan. My takeaway from that is let's bring back bare knuckle boxing.
I think it is. There is a. Well, let's put it this way.
You don't talk about Fight Club outside of Fight Club, Joe.
Jesus. I think there's a bare knuckle fighting club. But there is something out there. I think it's it's in Russia.
Do you not listen to Tyler Durden? You don't talk about Fight Club outside of Fight Club.
You were the one that said bring it back.
Oh, we should bring no, like officially, like Dana White should just say, hey, you know how like in hockey you can throw the gloves off and fight?
Yeah.
In UFC, just make like the last minute of each round, just throw the gloves off and just beat the Christ out of each other.
Extreme round?
Yeah, the extreme minute.
The extreme minute.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought that was a good one. What you got?
So, yep. This one, since we're in that Pro Bowl theme, 1999, the AFC beats the NFC 23-10, which shows how they played the game a little bit differently. There was only 10 points scored by one team. There was actually defense being played.
Right?
There was defense being played.
Wait. Say that score again.
23-10.
Who won?
The AFC beat the NFC.
Okay, of course. Ray Lewis was the middle linebacker.
I was about to say, the Bullies of Baltimore were there.
The Bullies of Baltimore, yeah, that's true. Ed Reed and fucking Ray Lewis. Yeah. Ray Lewis only has one speed, so
he's only got one speed.
That makes sense. In 1965, Cassius Clay began using the name Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Cassius Clay changed his name.
You don't hear him as Cassius Clay very much.
No, in 1965, that's when he changed.
Wow.
All right, you want to do one more?
Yeah, I got one more, and this is going to be another All-Star game. So the 1988 38th NBA All-Star game, the East beats the West 138-133. So whereas the NFL used to have defense in their Pro Bowl, the NBA's never had defense on their NBA All-Star game.
No, they have never. No. Not even once. In 1994, Michael Jordan signs a contract with the White Sox. On this date in 1994, he signs a contract with the White Sox. That was his, first retirement?
Yes, I believe so.
I think it was his first retirement.
Because he was going to try to pursue baseball.
Yep.
Pull Bo Jackson.
And now you're on this day in history.
On this day in history, so in 1964, the Beatles were greeted by 25,000 fans at the JFK airport.
That's
when they came to America.
That's incredible.
Yeah, 25,000 people.
At the airport.
Yeah.
I can barely get somebody to pick me up at the airport.
That's very true.
Let alone 25,000 people.
Yeah. I might have one guy, holding a little sign that says my name wrong, but...
Yeah, misspelled.
Yeah, misspelled, but...
Yeah. In 1986, the Haitians overthrow dictator Baby Doc Duvalier.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. If you're a dictator and your name is Baby Doc...
Baby Doc.
You're destined to get overthrown.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of name is Baby Doc Duvalier?
It's too eerily close to Baby Dick.
Exactly. You got a small dick. You're probably very short, very small person. You have short man syndrome. You're gonna get overthrown. Don't name yourself that.
Yeah. I mean, you're just destined to get overthrown.
He's probably got the build of Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Yeah. Do you know the Muffin Man? All right, we're gonna continue doing OTDISH. We're gonna do a better job of it. That was our first time back. You got to give us a chance to get a little bit better. So
brushing the rust off a little bit on that one.
Dusting the rust off. I like it. Dusting the rust off. Ugh. All right. Anyways, let's get to the NBA. Obviously, we got to start with the Kyrie Irving trade.
Yes.
So Kyrie Irving got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks get Markieff Morris and Kyrie Irving, while the Mavs send Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie to Brooklyn. Along with 3 picks. They're random picks.
Yeah. 27 2027 second round, 2029 first round, 2029 second round.
And it's NBA pick, so it doesn't fucking matter. Joe, we'll start with you. Who won the trade here?
Oh, the Nets.
The Nets?
Nets, in my opinion, big time.
Okay. Why do you think the Nets won?
Well, because the thing is that the Mavs have a good team. They have a good team. They got a great asset with our superstar with Luka. I know what the objective was with trying to get another superstar, but I think they can't coexist with each other. Okay. I think this is a superstar that can't coexist with another superstar. I mean, I think, honestly, not even speaking on Kyrie's part, because my opinion on that, he's a cancer, yada, yada, yada. I kind of follow along that thing.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
Actually, it's a good debate.
But I think Luka is also somebody you can't pair up with much people as well.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I honestly think it's a push.
A push.
I love, and here, this is all predicated on Kevin Durant being happy and staying in Brooklyn for the rest of the year. It's because I love Spencer Dinwiddie. He's averaging 17 fucking points a game. And
that's one.
Dorian Finney-Smith, awesome. They're all great. They're great support players too.
Yeah.
They're gonna work great in Brooklyn. I think Kyrie is what Luka Doncic needs. I don't think Luka likes having the ball all the time. If he could have somebody to split the ball with, I'm talking Kyrie bringing it up. Kyrie just doing his thing, but dishing it out. Kyrie will pull so many people into the middle and then dish it out to Luka, and Luka will have just these easy open shots every time. Because nobody in the league can do what Kyrie can do handle wise. There might be one or two other people. That's it. So he will draw attention when he drives to the hoop, or when he does anything. He's still very, very quick, and he still has his moves and everything. I really do think it's a push. I think Dallas is going to be better, and Brooklyn's going to be better. As weird as that sounds, I think it's going to be that's just
I just can't see it. I mean, a guy who's averaging almost a triple-double in Luka Doncic, I just don't see how you get the ball out of his hands whenever he's got that many assists.
I don't think he wants the ball. That's why he passes it. I don't know. Also we gotta since we're big LSU guys, we gotta acknowledge Cam Thomas here. 2 40-point games as soon as Kyrie stops playing.
And honestly, when I saw before this podcast recording, because we're doing it on Tuesday night, he was I think 24 points in the first quarter.
What?
For another one, if I saw correctly.
Hold on, I gotta look this up. That's insane, dude. Yeah. And you want to talk about stepping up? The Pelicans won, dude. We'll get to that. All right. Yeah. Anyways, we'll get to the Pelicans, but you want to talk about stepping up to the plate? Whenever Kyrie left, look, Cam Thomas, another 40-point game, 43 points, bro. He's got 3 40-point games in a row.
Wow.
You want to talk about stepping up to the plate? Dude, they were within 4 points of the fucking Suns.
Yep.
Dude, let's fucking go, man.
Another budding superstar in the mix.
Dude, it's just LSU churns out champions. Anyways, actually, that's a good segue. Let's get to the Pelicans. So we had a 10-game skid.
Yes.
It was not great. Not great. 10-game skid. The Lakers were up by 12 late in the game. When we finally snapped that 10-game losing streak, we beat the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't let LeBron James get 63 points, which was nice. That was goal number 1. Don't let LeBron James break the record against us.
Yes, you don't want to be those people.
Goal number 2, win the game. Both of them. We got both of them.
Nice.
And that sparked. We're on a 3-game win streak now.
Yep.
We annihilated the Sacramento Kings, and now we just beat the Hawks because fuck Atlanta. Yeah.
Well, fuck Atlanta.
Fuck Atlanta. Fuck Atlanta. So we're back on track. Back on crack. I mean, back on track. We're back on track. It's good. I don't know. I still don't know when we got Bi back. I don't know when Zion's coming back.
They reported that he's probably not going to be until after the All-Star break.
That's fine. All-Star break is like right around the corner. But it is wild that the West, it's like 10 teams are within 5 games of each other. If that. Like less than 5 games of each other.
Ultra competitive.
I love it. It gets me going, especially now that we're starting to like transition from football into basketball. Mm-hmm. It's like we're transitioning into basketball at the right time.
Yes.
It's perfect. Fucking love it. You got anything else on the Pelicans? I'm excited. I think we're gonna make the playoffs because most of the teams in the NBA make the playoffs. But
yeah, well,
I think we're gonna do a pretty good job.
More than not now.
Exactly. So you good?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, let's get to LeBron James. Because we have to kind of acknowledge this because this is a fucking milestone that I personally never thought I would see in my lifetime. Now, granted, whenever I was in college when I was talking about this a lot, how Kareem's record will never be broken. Lots of rules have changed since then, making it easier for players to shoot the basketball, making like you see an increase in points. Mm-hmm. You've seen an increase in points from honestly 1990 till now. There's been just a steady increase in points, and it doesn't matter. The fact that like LeBron's longevity and like his scoring has not ceased is impressive in and of itself, and it's going to manifest itself in whenever he decides to break the record.
Yeah, no, honestly, the key word that you just pointed out was longevity that I had nodded down, which, I mean, I think that in itself is impressive. I mean, you see a lot of people in today's game is out for, a lot of time, and LeBron James is usually never one of them. So, I mean, you could have your criticisms on as far as whatever, the GOAT talk that people get into with MJ, LeBron, but you can't deny that he has been absolutely, spectacular staying on the court for as in playing as many games as he has.
He doesn't do load management.
No, he doesn't.
And like it is impressive. I'm still okay. Look, I have been an avid LeBron hater. I'm not. I still am an avid LeBron hater. But regardless of that, I respect talent. I love. This is why Joe and I love sports so much. Is because we played sports our entire lives. We know the ins and not the complete ins and outs, but we understand how the game is played. And the people that are playing at this elite of a level is just astounding to us. Mm-hmm. It is so fucking impressive how good these athletes are, how big, how strong, how fast they are.
Yeah.
So this is like I still hate LeBron. I'm impressed. There's no other way I can put it, right? Because like he's that good. He is that fucking good.
Yeah.
He's one of the best athletes I've ever seen. It's just wild. And you saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will be he'll be in LA tonight.
Oh, well,
which actually, as we're recording this, the game just started, so it's going on right now. The Lakers are up on a Thunder, 25-24. Let's see, LeBron. The LeBron watch. What is he at? He's at 8 points.
8 points.
8 points in 7 minutes. So he's got a.
He's on pace.
He's on pace. Okay. Let's see. Let's go on to. This is another one that I can't. I hate that I love this. The "Maybe It's Me" tweet by LeBron.
By LeBron James.
Yeah. I hate that I love it so much.
Well, I think we could all relate.
That's the thing. Like, look, I'm 33 years old and I'm still single and childless. And I'm okay with it. I've made my peace with it. Rewind the clock like 3 years. I was like, I'm 30 years old. I'm still single. I don't have any kids. I looked in the mirror. I took a good hard look, and I'm like, maybe it might be me. I think at this point, like, we've had enough sample size of my dating life. Like, it's me.
Well, you could only make so many excuses. There's only a finite amount of excuses that you can actually make before you come to that realization. It's like, okay, the only common denominator here, the remaining factors, it's me.
It's me, exactly. And then at that point, you just start to accept that you have a bouquet of red flags.
Yeah.
And honestly, once you accept that, like, it is you are the problem. Honestly, life got a lot better. And it got a lot easier. I was just like, all right, well, it's me. So how do I fix this problem? Once you start accepting the fact that it is you can start to resolve the problem. It's problem resolution. You start to be able to fix things in your life.
Yes.
It's just sometimes it takes people like myself 30 years. Sometimes it takes people like LeBron 38 years.
Yes.
You know?
So, and this was his tweet, I guess, to correlate it exactly what he was referring to was how he missed out on the Kyrie Irving trade. And it was more of the realization that, Kyrie actually didn't want to play with him.
I probably should have led with that. But yeah, that's basically what it was in reference to.
Yes. So, but... I guess what I'm kind of sensing is that Kyrie has kind of a fake personality towards LeBron that makes LeBron believe that they're friends, but they're not. So
wait, do you think that Kyrie friend zoned LeBron?
He friend zoned LeBron.
Oh, dude, that would be spicy.
Yeah.
Kyrie, oh man, he's coming back. It's like LeBron's coming back to that old relationship. Like, you break it off with a girl, and like this happened to me before, but I broke things off with a girl. And like a lot of times when you break things off with somebody, it's you have a relapse, but it's not as common that you both come back together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not very common. It's more common that you have a relapse and then you break up for good. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of the trend. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen the other way, but this is kind of what I'm saying. LeBron wanted to come back. Kyrie said no.
Yep.
Last thing I have on LeBron before we get to the Ja Morant drama. I think LeBron might be focusing more on trying to play with Bronny than he is winning.
You think so?
I think like he has the records and everything, or he's gonna break all the records and everything. I think he wants to play with Bronny.
Oh, he definitely does.
Which I mean, I know he. I'm sorry, I know he does. I think he's just focusing more of his attention on playing with Bronny rather than winning.
Because Bronny's actually been elevating his game up, so
Dude,
maybe he's been
Bronny's
doing
nasty. He's like really good.
So maybe he's been doing extra work with Bronny,
Mm-hmm.
to get him elevated to the NBA level. So then he could,
He's got to set an example.
exactly.
Being a good dad. Okay, that's the last nice thing I'm gonna say about fucking LeBron. Fuck LeBron. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Case closed.
Okay, there we go.
Let's get to the Ja Morant drama. So for people who don't know about the Ja Morant drama, so I guess they were Ja Morant's friends were at the game against the Pacers. They were talking shit to the Pacers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, just butt in anytime. They were talking shit to the Pacers during the game. And then I guess on the way out, they got to the bus, and the Pacers got to their bus, and Ja Morant's friends went out and was trying to fight them.
Yes, but kind of more maybe intimidating, and doing like a fake drive-by type of thing, because there was an SUV involved. There was also lasers being pointed at people.
Oh, that's right. There was a laser.
Ja Morant was in the vehicle, so I don't know. Ja Morant might be a part of like some gangster clan or something like that. He might be hood. I don't know.
Gangster clan, dude.
I mean, look, I'm just showing my whiteness.
Tell me you're white without telling me you're white.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was drama. I mean, which is juicy, but it was a whole thing that probably got blown way out of proportion.
Yes.
And it shouldn't have. Needless to say that Ja Morant's friends are banned from the stadium.
Yes.
Yeah. It was just a little drama. I got a little bit more drama.
I think there was a little debate between whether that laser was actually like a gun getting pointed at him, or it was an actual laser.
It was a laser pointer.
The laser pointer.
It was a laser pointer.
So he's kind of hood, but he's not that hood.
Well, no, I think he is hood. It was just not the appropriate time to be hood. It was just a fake hood.
It was a fake hood.
Yeah. Again, we are showing clearly how white we are right now. Just because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Another little bit of another little bit of drama. Sorry, we're going over an hour here. Another little bit of drama was Donovan Mitchell getting hit in the nuts by Dylan Brooks. Did you see that?
I did see that.
He tried to play it off like his arm just flung up. No. He hit Dylan. He hit Donovan Mitchell in the nads. And here's the thing. There's two things that like I understand you get really you lose your cool over. And I think it's when people talk shit about your family and when you get hit in the jewels. Those are the two things that I'm okay with you fighting for.
Okay.
So it broke out in a huge fight. I think Dylan Brooks got suspended 3 games. Donovan Mitchell got suspended 1.
I thought Dylan Brooks got suspended 1 game, and Donovan. I didn't see anything on Donovan Mitchell.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. Dylan Brooks got suspended 1 game. Donovan Mitchell got fined.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't hit another man in his balls.
Well, and that's what NBA is. That's what the NBA wants to teach you is like, hey, hit a man in his balls, suspended for a game. If you fight in retaliation, yeah, we don't want you to fight, but we're just gonna fine you.
I just want a quick shout out to whoever that fucking assistant coach is that just actually absolutely tackled. Did you see it?
I kind of saw in the mix of it, but pointed out for us. The
assistant coach just absolutely. I'm talking like Ray Lewis tackled. I think it was Dylan Brooks.
Okay.
Just absolutely Ray Lewis.
Oh yeah, because he disappeared.
Laid him out.
He disappeared.
Yes, he did. It was absolutely incredible. Like the Saints should sign him. The Saints should definitely sign him.
He needs to get an NFL contract right now.
ASAP. He is in the wrong sport, dude, because he fucking decked him.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That was honestly my favorite part of that whole altercation. Mm-hmm. You got anything else on the NBA?
That's about it.
Okay. I got one more thing. I have a question for you, Joe.
What's that?
And I apologize that I didn't talk to you about it beforehand, but Mavs fans, Dallas Mavericks fans, are they the same fans as Cowboy fans? Because they seem like different fans. I don't think they're the same fans as Cowboy fans.
They are Cowboys fans, but with realistic expectations.
Do you think so? Because I know Cowboys fans and Texas Ranger fans are the same.
Okay, yeah, because they obviously just both have unreasonable expectational, and yeah.
But I just feel like Mavs fans are different. I don't know why. I think Mavs fans just don't like football.
They're the people that live in Dallas that don't like football.
That don't like football. They go to the
or
Mavs.
Baseball.
Yeah, they just like basketball. They might like you know what? They probably like hockey too. They like the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Or they just have an infatuation with Mark Cuban. I don't know. Either way, I just don't think it's just it's a hunch. It's not anything that like I have any evidence to back up. Nothing. I don't know. I don't know. This is just me making shit up.
Maybe the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers are a bunch of old Western guys that are all either Cowboys
or
live on a ranch or something like that. Whereas the Mavericks fans are more businessmen that are actually just observing Mark Cuban on how he does his business matters because being an entrepreneur and whatnot.
I don't know. Mavericks is kind of a Western thing too, so it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I wasn't talking about the logo or the mascot on that one.
Gotcha. And then the Stars, the Dallas Stars, doesn't help my case either. So maybe I might just be missing it there. I guess I got to go to Arlington, Texas, and figure it out.
We would love for some some Dallas fans, sports fans, to give us their opinion or knowledge from that area of the globe.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know it. We can just go and interview a bunch of people.
That works too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's NBA. Do you have any miscellaneous?
I don't have anything
on
my agenda.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You didn't have anything?
Nope.
The only thing I had was Texas and Oklahoma aren't going to be going into the SEC early. They're scared.
They're scared?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're scared of the SEC.
Or is it that, or does the Big 12 just want to make them miserable?
I mean, it could be both. I think they're scared, though. They don't want to go in the SEC. They're too scared.
Otherwise, they would fight it harder.
They would, yeah. They would make it. Oh, come on. It's OU and fucking Texas, two of the richest fucking colleges with the richest fucking boosters in the country.
They're just hoping that Nick Saban retires by the time they get over there.
That might be it. They might just either be waiting on Nick Saban to die or retire.
Yeah.
One or the other. Last thing I had, LSU women's basketball they're 23-0. South Carolina's 23-0. Best start in history for, I think, for both teams. No, I think South Carolina started that good. Definitely the best start in LSU history. They go head-to-head Sunday before the Super Bowl. Tune in, 2 o'clock Central. It's going to be a doozy.
It's going to be a great
It's going to be a
matchup.
fucking doozy. I will admit I don't really watch the WNBA too much, but I will keep up with LSU women's basketball. I'll keep up with any LSU women's sport, if I'm being honest. I just love LSU. Mm-hmm. I fucking love it. So tune in, 2 o'clock Central, South Carolina versus LSU, number 1 versus number 3.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's about it.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.